All right, this is a desktop, and for some reason it would just blink red, and the motherboard is out. uh, but right here we're going to work on it and make it sure that it works. Anyway, I soaked it in water with detergent for about 30 minutes, then use that hot plate to dry it up, and then we'll assemble and it should work. So let's get to that. Now right now I want to show you how to place back the CPU. This is the lock mechanism, and it is released. But now how do we place to make sure that this is well oriented in there? Now look at that arrow and this arrow. That means this is the direction in which it will go there. So this helps us to open that, and then we see this right there, and then this comes in. Now that lever helps us push that lock into that gap, so we do that. And that part is a bit fragile, so let me support it from the underside so that I'm not buckling it. So then this comes and locks in there, and that is tight in there. Now next thing is I need to reseat the RAM chips. Let me bring this cover to give me support on the underside. I do not want to flex my motherboard just because I am feeling a bit lazy. So plug in one of the RAM chips right there. Now these go in like that, and these locks automatically come in. If you wanted to release, you just push the locks away from each other, and it will push this out, and then you'll be able to handle it. Same thing for this side. We just do that and it locks in. I'm going to place in both RAMs. This is 4 GB, and how big is the other one? Okay, it's also 4 GB of DDR3, and therefore oh, you look at this slit, it is not really at the center, it's more to this right side than the other side, and such is the socket. So you have to align that slit into that tiny protrusion there, and that's how you'll make sure your RAM sits. So in case you're finding resistance, it's likely that that hasn't aligned. So anyway, let's now bring the housing, and then we can bring our motherboard, get it ready to sit in. So previously it came out in that format. All right, let me actually put this back. This had sort of slipped off, and sort of like the boundary of the VGA port. Now that it is there, I hope it behaves, and we go in right there, making sure that this cable is not held under the board. Okay, just to be sure. And then there's bundles of cable that have to come over. Recording handheld, so let me do that, a bit of camera, and bring back. After much struggle, it is in already. Now I'm going to have to place the screws back into place, the ones that hold it down, and there are a number of them. Okay, keep falling, no problem. But I'm getting my screwdriver. I hope they are magnetized, that I can lift them by their own weight. All right, so they are, and this will go in there, and just like that we are covered. I'm reducing the torque. Press that next right there. Okay, interesting. Okay, pick that, bring it to this end. Press down. All right, then that too. Right, then we have one more. I presume it goes in there. Okay, That's that for now. Now the next thing is oh, okay, I have one more, and it goes in right there. Okay, now at this point I might feel free to plug in my connection. Plugged in the yellow one, go in for the green one. That's the beauty with some of these wires, when held in place for a long time they retain form. Okay, which to me is a blessing, and allows me to be able to quickly retrace where they belong. So it's sort of like intuitive in a manner. Okay, those are plugged in. Then I plug in the last two, and this surely, where do you go? Right there. Okay, plugged in. Now let's bring the fan into play. But things first, we'll need to replace the thermal compound. So I'm going to wipe that. Unfortunately, it's going back in there, but it'll be okay. So that's that. Shows it's a Core i3 processor. Okay, 3.3 gigahertz. Okay, but that is done. We also have to scrape that off because this is due to thermal. This causes thermal failure. All right, now after cleaning, you can see now that that part is really clean, and then this surface too. So we have our thermal compound. We're going to open it right there. Okay, I think it's to do it one-handed. Okay, so now let's place our thermal compound there and get it ready to go. I think that is enough. Could be excess, but yeah. Right, open. So let's do this. I need to also blow out this debris. All right, so let me do this, and then this should come out. So I'm just removing fiber that also hinder the efficiency of the heat dissipation. Okay, so that, all right. Okay, come to that. All right. Okay, yep. So just get that ready. And now the next thing is to make sure that we place this there. Clean this with more, add more like brush to make sure that the dust is out of place. You were not hearing?
No, I was not.
But anyway, it's possible. At times external stimuli or noise is usually higher. Okay, now that we've cleaned that, heat dissipation should be perfect. So the next thing is we're going to proceed it and make sure thermal contact is perfect. This will keep the processor functioning nicely and cool without causing any thermal throttling. Now, thermal throttling is when the speed of the processor is greatly reduced due to it being at very hot temperatures. It's less effective at hot temperatures. That's why in most cases it reaches a point where it just shuts off down because it cannot withstand the temperatures anymore. Okay, so we are tightening the sink in place, and we're going to hook it to power and run a test. Now this is a CMOS cell. Okay, it still has charge. I just leaked it and tested salty. that's one of the ways. It's only 3 volts, so there's no consequence in leaking it. Now that we are here, for things first, since I need to put in the hard drive and the disk, I'm going to first hook it to power and see if it powers before I commit myself to closing it up. But I'm hopeful that it is functioning. So plug it in. All right, it's plugged in. Then we have a power button right there. Okay. Right now, and that's my phone. It's a bit hard for me to answer. Okay, plug it in. Yeah, I was going to say you can help me swipe and put on loud. Oh, ended up turning off. Sorry. Okay. So I'm not sure whether this was here or the other place. Let's see. Okay, I think I must have switched them around because it provides for a lock, and that is. Yes, sir.
This is Chris.
Yeah, but you told me 1 hour.
Pardon?
You told me 1 hour.
Yeah, man, this guy took a little bit long, and I was just asking whether the card was able to work.
You just have to buy another card because I've done a surface test, and the surface test shows the. Okay. He has decided to run. Interesting. So for some reason the thing objects, but anyway, no loss made. There's already another screw right there, so that's actually firm enough. Now where were we? We're plugging it in and then booting up. I've actually noticed I hadn't plugged in the main power supply outlet into the main motherboard. Pretty strange that I should make such an omission. All right, that's plugged in. Now that that's plugged in, I think most of the power supplies are all right. Now I'll plug in the power cable, and then we have that blink. Okay, so that means I'm likely to have to look for another power supply, because this is not what I would want it to do. All right, so see you when we return.